If Jupiter were removed from the solar system, Earth will be smashed into a sieve by an asteroid in a week. This is no joke. Last 4.5 billion years. Jupiter has averted millions of deadly impacts on Earth. It's like an attractive force. That's 318 times the mass of the Earth. Attractive force 2.5 times that of Earth. Every few minutes, an asteroid is hurtling towards the Earth from the depths of the universe. It's faster than you can blink an eye. You can fly halfway through the solar system, but 90% was caught by Jupiter's attractive forces, or hit Jupiter, or be flung out of the galaxy. And here's what's even weirder. Jupiter is just right. Can't stop it any farther. Any closer would mess up Earth's orbit. Is that a coincidence? Or did something deliberately put it there? Scientists can't tell, but one thing is for sure: Jupiter doesn't exist without you. But the scarier truth is, this patron saint once nearly destroyed the Earth with his own hands. Solar system 4.5 billion years ago. Not at all what it looks like now. Jupiter was like a monster out of control, is frantically sprinting towards the sun. Can you imagine? A planet with a mass equivalent to more than 300 Earths, running towards the inner solar system like a cannonball, destroy everything along the way. At that time, if you stood on the early Earth and looked up, Jupiter in the sky is getting bigger and bigger, brighter and brighter, like death is approaching. Scientists discovered through computer simulations, Jupiter kills all the way to near the orbit of Mars. It was stopped by a mysterious force. What is this force? Don't worry, I haven't said anything more. You know, the birth of Jupiter was itself a disaster. In the early days of the solar system, lots of gas and dust, revolving around the newborn sun. Closer to the sun, less hydrogen and less helium, because the solar wind will blow them away. So rocky planets can only be found in medial aggregate growth. And Jupiter, the gas behemoth, it devours gas on the periphery in just a few million years. And Jupiter became what it is today. That's 70% of the mass of the planets in our solar system. But here's the thing. It's unstable for such a big guy to stay on the periphery. Under the action of fluid mechanics, it starts sliding towards the inner solar system. How fast? Moving inward by an astronomical unit every 1,000 years. Sounds slow, but it's already fast for planets. When Jupiter enters the inner solar system, it was a cosmic crush. Its attractive force field is like an invisible giant hammer. Asteroids along the way, primitive planetary embryos. It was all smashed to pieces. Mars could have grown to be 1.5 times the size of Earth. Was swept away by the attractive forces of Jupiter. Eventually, only 10% of the Earth's mass remains. Scientists calculate, if Jupiter hadn't messed up, Mars might now have a magnetic field, an ocean, an atmosphere. Life arose even earlier than on Earth. But Jupiter doesn't care. He just dashes towards the sun. And here's what's even worse. If Jupiter continues to move inward, the Earth can't hold up at all, or torn apart by Jupiter's attractive forces, or be thrown straight out of the solar system, become a rogue planet, forever adrift in a cold universe. This is the scariest part. Earth almost didn't exist, but at this critical juncture, Saturn, the second largest planet in the solar system, rushed in. Although Saturn is only 1/3 the mass of Jupiter, but its attractive force happens to form an orbital resonance with Jupiter, basically two giants pulling each other. No one wants to move on. Jupiter is being held by Saturn. It starts to slow down. In the end, it was even pulled back to its current position. That's not the end. Uranus and Neptune and joined this attractive force. 4 giant planets like playing tug of war, finally stabilized in the outer reaches of the solar system. This process scientists call the Great Migration Theory. Sounds like science fiction, but the evidence is solid. If you think that's outrageous enough, what happens next will refresh your consciousness. After Jupiter is stopped, asteroid swarms at the edge of the solar system suffer, partly thrown inward by the attractive forces of Jupiter and Saturn. The other part is flung outward, forming the Kuiper belt. Those asteroids that were thrown in, under the attractive force of the sun, it rains down on all the planets in the inner solar system. Those dense craters on the lunar surface. It's the scar left at that time, but something weird happened. Many of these asteroids are icy objects from the frozen terrain at the edge of the solar system. When they hit the Earth, brought massive amounts of water. Scientists have discovered more than 60% of the water molecules in Earth's oceans both carry isotopic imprints from the outer solar system. In other words, the havoc caused by Jupiter Instead, it accidentally sent the source of life to the Earth. Now this may sound ridiculous to you, but they did. Without Jupiter's early migration, the Earth may forever be a dry ball of rock. Without water, there would be no ocean. No ocean, no life. So Jupiter is the destroyer. I'm a maker. He almost destroyed the Earth first, and then brought the seeds of life to the Earth. This contradictory dual identity. Jupiter is the most mysterious planet in the solar system. And here's what's even worse. This particular structure formed by the migration of giant planets, ridiculously rare in the entire galaxy. Kepler's Space Telescope observed thousands of star systems. It turns out that almost all the planets are uniform in size, closely packed, close to the parent star, and the inner row of the solar system, the structure of exoplanet. The probability is less than a 1,000th. But Jupiter's ruling function continues to this day. In 1994, Shoemaker was listed as Comet 9, trying to break into the inner solar system. As a result, at 40,000 kilometers from Jupiter, tore into 21 pieces by attractive force. These fragments hit Jupiter like cannonballs. The energy released by each impact, that's 750 times the size of Earth's nuclear arsenal, hit the surface of Jupiter, leaving behind 4 huge craters. Each can hold several Earths. If this comet had hit the Earth, human civilization was brought to zero in an instant. And such an interception, Jupiter is doing it every day. Its attractive force field, it covers over 130 million kilometers. Like a giant web, capture or dump those dangerous celestial bodies in advance. Even weirder is Jupiter's Great Red Spot. This storm has been raging for at least 300 years, maybe longer. It's big enough to swallow 3 Earths. Winds up to 500 kilometers per hour. Scientists have recently discovered that the Great Red Spot is shrinking, but the vertical height is increasing. It's like a skyscraper growing taller and taller. The mechanics behind this have never been understood. And at the poles of Jupiter, 6-8 giant cyclones revolve around the center. The neatly arranged images are immobilized. This site is unique in the entire solar system. Even suspicious. Is it some kind of cosmic programming? So when we look at Jupiter, see more than just a planet, but a witness to the fate of the Earth for 0.5 billion years. He was the god of destruction, almost killed the Earth. He is also the mother of creation, brought water and life to the Earth. He guards us with an attractive force field. Every second is blocking the deadly threat for the Earth. And all this, from that cosmic gamble for 0.5 billion years ago. If Jupiter went a little more inward, if Saturn were a second late, if those icy asteroids hadn't hit Earth, we wouldn't even exist. The existence of humans in the universe is a miracle in itself. And Jupiter took 4.5 billion years of cracking and tenderness. Composed this incredible cosmic poem. He reminds us how small we are, but how lucky. In this indifferent universe, we are guarded by a giant planet, and every pulse of the planet, they are all telling an ancient promise: as long as I am there, Earth is safe.